Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're jumping into something that's already changing our world pretty fast. Artificial intelligence in healthcare. Think about like virtual assistants helping with medical questions or system spotting diseases way earlier than a person might. It's not just on the horizon, it's kind of already here, reshaping things from diagnosis right through to patient care.
That's absolutely right. And our goal today really is to give you a shortcut. We've kind of boiled down the key insights, the surprising bits from our sources to show you exactly how AI is set to, well, revolutionize healthcare pretty dramatically in the next few years.
Yeah, it's not just a small tweak.
No, it's a fundamental shift we're talking about.
And speaking of shifts, the numbers are, wow, just look at this market insight. The global healthcare AI market. It's projected to hit something like $188 billion by 2030.
Incredible.
Yeah, growing at what, a 37% compound annual rate? That's just explosive growth. It really signals a massive transformation.
It really does. And it's not just looking ahead. We've already hit some key milestones. Think back to 2016. That was the first FDA approval for an AI diagnostic system.
Right. Then
Jump just 2 years later, 2018, and you had AI systems for detecting retinal diseases that were already outperforming human doctors. So this isn't just theory, it's proven. It works.
Okay, so let's unpack that performance a bit, starting with diagnostics, maybe. AI-driven improvements there. The core idea seems to be that AI systems are seriously boosting how accurately and quickly we diagnose things like cancer, heart conditions, even, rare diseases.
Yeah, and what that means for you listening is fewer human errors and ultimately more lives saved because we catch things earlier.
What's really amazing, though, is how AI can spot patterns that are literally invisible to the human eye.
Exactly. Think about that. It's fundamentally changing what we can even see in healthcare, pushing boundaries in ways we just couldn't before. Our sources point to some pretty impressive stats, too, like reducing false negatives by up to 40%. And getting results in seconds, not hours.
Seconds versus hours. That speed, that can make all the difference, can it? Early intervention versus maybe a much tougher situation later on.
Absolutely.
And the data really back this up. If you compare diagnostic accuracy, these AI systems are hitting what, 93%?
93%.
Which is way better than traditional software at 78%, and even better than human specialists who average around 85%.
Right.
So it's not just a little bit better, it's more accurate, it's faster, 67% faster results, and it's even cheaper, 40% cost reduction. It's like a total recalibration.
It really is. And once you can pinpoint diseases that accurately, well, the next logical step is tailoring the treatment, right?
Ah, okay.
Which brings us to something really exciting. Personalized treatment using AI. So instead of that one-size-fits-all approach,
which often isn't a great fit.
Exactly. AI looks at your unique data. We're talking genetics, health history, lifestyle, everything, to craft a plan that's genuinely specific to you.
And this is where it gets super relevant for, your own health. Studies are showing these AI plans can cut adverse drug reactions by up to 30%.
Which is huge. Fewer side effects.
Yeah, imagine feeling better on your meds. And even more, they can boost treatment effectiveness by 25%. That's a big jump in how well your treatment actually works.
Better results, faster recovery.
So how does it actually do that? How does it integrate all that information?
Well, that's AI's strength. Right. It takes all these complex inputs, your genetic markers, your entire medical history, even lifestyle stuff like diet and exercise.
Okay.
Then it pulls insights from genomics, looks at how you've responded to meds before, monitors your vitals, factors in nutrition. It synthesizes all this complexity to build that tailored plan. We're moving away from general protocols to truly individual care.
That's fascinating. And okay, beyond just treating individual patients, AI is also shaking up the whole pharmaceutical world, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. Drug discovery is another huge area.
Right, AI and drug discovery. So AI is speeding up innovation there, finding new drug candidates faster, predicting if they'll work.
Massively speeding it up. We're talking about approaches that can slash the drug discovery phase by up to 60%.
60%? That's not just shaving off months, that's
cutting years off the traditional timeline.
Yeah.
And potentially saving billions in R&D costs. Think about it getting life-saving drugs to patients years sooner.
Wow. And the specific improvements, are there numbers on that?
Yeah, pretty impressive ones, like an 80% improvement in selecting the right candidates to pursue.
80% better selection.
And screening potential compounds 5 times faster, plus a 30% lower failure rate later in the pipeline.
Okay, so how does that work? In phase 1, it's analyzing molecules.
Billions of them, yeah. And then in phase 2, machine learning models predict how effective a compound might be and its toxicity before you even start expensive lab testing. It's just efficiency on a whole new level.
That same kind of analytical power must be impacting medical imaging too, right? Radiology.
Definitely. AI is making huge strides in medical imaging, enhancing precision in radiology. These tools are getting incredibly good at spotting early signs of disease in X-rays, CT scans, MRIs.
And often doing it faster and more accurately than the traditional ways.
Often, yes. They can pick up on subtle patterns, things the human eye might just glance over, which is, a game changer for catching things early.
And it helps the radiologists too, reduces their workload.
It can, yeah, by up to 40%, some sources say, and it helps decrease diagnostic errors by around 29%.
Okay, give me an example, like for lung nodules.
Right, so for lung nodules, AI-assisted analysis gets about 89% accuracy. Compare that to a radiologist alone, which is around 67%. That's a solid 22% boost.
22%. And brain tumors?
Similar story. AI-assisted hits 94% accuracy versus 78% for the radiologist alone, so a 16% jump there.
It really makes you wonder, as these systems get more integrated, what new possibilities open up for actually preventing serious issues.
That's a great point. And a big part of that is predictive analytics in healthcare.
Okay, so moving from reacting to problems to predicting them.
Exactly. Transforming reactive care into proactive intervention. AI models forecasting patient outcomes, anticipating disease outbreaks, even optimizing how hospitals use their resources before there's a crisis.
That sounds like it could save a lot of money and, well, hassle.
It definitely offers serious benefits. Predictive analytics can cut hospital readmission rates by up to 30%.
30% fewer readmissions. That's huge for patients in hospitals.
And it can lower operational costs by 15–20% just by optimizing resources better. We see this in action with things like predicting which patients are at high risk, smarter appointment scheduling, optimizing staff levels, managing bed availability.
Even predicting disease outbreaks.
Yeah, and figuring out which groups are most at risk. It allows for much more targeted prevention efforts.
And this proactive idea extends right into patient care through automation, too.
It does. AI assistance is popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
From, chatbots answering your basic health questions instantly to robotic process automation handling administrative tasks in hospitals.
What's the impact there? Are we seeing real benefits?
We are. The sources show organizations using AI automation report about a 30% cut in admin tasks.
Freeing up time for actual care.
Exactly. Which translates into, reportedly, a 24% boost in patient satisfaction and getting answers to queries 45% faster.
Can you give an example, like that HealthBot assistant?
Yeah, imagine you have a headache. An AI assistant guides you through questions: when did it start, where's the pain, any other symptoms, and gives immediate personalized initial advice. It just streamlines that whole initial contact.
Okay, so we've talked about all this incredible potential: diagnostics, personalized medicine, drug discovery, prediction, but it can't all be straightforward. There must be challenges, right? What are the big hurdles for AI in healthcare?
Oh, definitely. Despite all the promise, there are some very real critical risk factors. Our sources show that healthcare execs are quite concerned. Data privacy is the top worry for 75% of them.
75%, that's high.
It is. Then you have liability issues. Who's responsible if the AI gets it wrong? That's cited by 68%. And algorithmic transparency. Basically understanding how the AI reaches its conclusions. That worries 62%. These aren't small things.
That liability question seems particularly thorny. Are there legal precedents yet, or is it still kind of a gray area?
It's very much a gray area right now. The law is struggling to keep pace with the tech. It makes adoption tricky.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And beyond those specific risks, you have broader challenges, like data privacy and security. How do you protect sensitive patient data, but still let the AI learn from it?
Right, balance there.
And the ethical stuff. Bias in algorithms is a huge concern. Fairness, autonomy, accountability. If an AI makes a bias call, what happens? Who's accountable? And just the practical challenge of system integration. Plugging these sophisticated AI systems into hospitals' often old existing IT infrastructure. That's a massive technical job.
Okay, so with all those challenges, privacy, liability, ethics, integration, what's the way forward? How do we actually make this work safely and effectively?
Well, the core thing really is building trust. Stakeholder trust. That means developing AI ethically, being transparent about how it's used and implemented. That's absolutely fundamental for getting buy-in and making this transformation happen.
Trust is key.
It really is. It needs robust security, ongoing monitoring, and getting everyone, doctors, patients, regulators involved in setting the rules.
And what about specific solutions for those big concerns like privacy or ethics?
For security and privacy, strong data encryption is obviously crucial. But we're also seeing things like federated learning becoming more important.
Federated learning, how does that help?
Basically, the AI learns from data spread across different places without the raw patient data ever leaving its original location. So the model improves, but the sensitive data stays put. It helps address a major privacy bottleneck.
Ah, clever. And for the ethical side?
The focus there is on developing really clear, comprehensive guidelines for responsible AI use, building fairness and accountability right into the design from the start.
And practically, how do organizations roll this out? Is there a roadmap?
Generally, yeah, it's a phased approach. Phase 1 is about checking if the hospital's infrastructure is ready, figuring out where AI could have the biggest impacts first.
Prioritizing.
Exactly. Then Phase 2 is actually building those solutions, but crucially, with constant feedback from doctors, nurses, patients, refining it as you go. It's definitely a journey, not a flip of a switch.
Makes sense. So looking ahead, it seems clear AI is going to be right at the center of healthcare, making it more patient-focused, more predictive, more preventative.
Absolutely. But it's not about AI replacing people.
No, it's about empowering them.
Precisely. The future is collaborative. Our sources all point to this. The most successful places will be the ones that blend human expertise with AI capabilities.
Creating synergies.
Yeah, getting better patient outcomes and reducing costs. The vision is this human-centered AI where doctors and systems work together seamlessly.
And just to bring it home, let's paint that picture for 2030 again. The projections are pretty staggering. An 80% cut in diagnostic errors.
Imagine that.
A 50% drop in hospital readmissions, people staying healthier at home. A 40% increase in spotting diseases early when they're most treatable.
Crucial.
And a 30% reduction in overall treatment costs. These aren't just numbers. That's a real change in how healthcare works for everyone.
It truly is. Which leads to a final thought, perhaps. As AI gets woven even more deeply into our personal health decisions, our diagnoses, our treatments, what new ethical questions might pop up that maybe we haven't even thought of yet? And maybe more importantly, how can you, listening to this, how can you stay informed and help shape this future responsibly, making sure this powerful technology really serves humanity's best interests? Something to think about.